Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tenek127, and welcome back to another episode of MMO Talk. And I believe this will be episode 3. Yeah, this will be the third episode I've done of this. Enjoyed the gameplay in the background. It's just some Neverwinter gameplay on the Dungeon Cragmire Crypts. Started a new character on Xbox One. Just decided to revisit the game a little bit, see what they had to offer and all that stuff. I actually accidentally deleted my old character, so I was a little salty about that. And oh yeah, just so you guys know, I will be doing a Skyforge early access Xbox One giveaway. Now for the standard pack, and I'm giving away only one copy of it, and this is actually going to be live. This giveaway is going to be done live on mixer.com/Tenek127. So if you're not following me on Mixer, go do that now, and I'll be doing this stream live on early access launch of Skyforge on Xbox One. Chances are the giveaway is either going to be done through a drawing, or at some point in the stream I will randomly just be throwing out the game code sometime in the chat, and whoever can grab it first, we'll do it that way. That's usually how I do my giveaways live on stream, so make sure you guys are following me at Mixer, so you guys don't miss out on that. And if I do it through the bot's only going to enter it for followers. So trust me, you want to get on that if you're interested in playing Skyforge for the Xbox One. For those who don't remember, it does come with 14 days of premium, 10,000 Argents, early access to the game, and some other goodies. So you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out on that $15 value. Well, way more than the $15 value, but that's the price of it, $15. And it's way more of a value than that. If you know how much Argents cost, then you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, let's get into the video. No more sidetracking and stuff like that. So today I wanted to talk about my opinion on parsers and third-party software that basically lets players DPS check people. And the reason I actually picked Neverwinter to do this video on is because if you played Neverwinter on console, or I believe on PC too, it actually has a built-in one. When you get to the end of the dungeon, it will show you, who did the most damage, who took the most damage, who had the most healing points and stuff like that. Neverwinter's system is actually pretty cool because it can show you how to judge every single class, literally, but tanks. And tanks do some pretty mean damage in Neverwinter, so I guess with some games, the more damage tanks do, the more aggro they generate. So I guess tanks keeping high damage is also a priority. I don't know. I haven't played a ton of MMOs, so I'm not too sure in that department. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments anytime. But anyway, what I wanted to do today was talk about my opinion on this, because as you guys know, and as I've told you guys before in a bunch of my other videos, at heart, I am a very, very sensitive person. And I've been, criticized about multiple things, especially, in MMOs. And one of my first MMO experiences being done as a tank. And regardless, I actually see myself now as, I can, especially when it comes to YouTube, harsh comments, haters, any type of ignorance, anything. I see myself now as, I can handle criticism pretty well. But there was a point in time, where I just got crazily sensitive over everything, and hell, I still do to this day. But I figured I'd be an okay person to talk a bit about this topic. I'm not gonna lie, my opinion might be biased a bit on the sensitive side, but let me start by saying that I find nothing wrong with parsers or third-party software to judge people's DPS or how they're performing in a dungeon raid or whatever. Because for one, chances are if you have one of these pieces of software installed on your gaming PC or in that certain game or whatever, chances are I'm going to assume you're a pretty high tier player, and you're high level raid or even guild leader worthy, because chances are if you're using an app or something like that, you are the person monitoring and making sure everyone's doing their job properly. You are technically, boss man or boss man status. So I'm going to assume that most people that, download these apps are, very knowledgeable of the game that they're playing. Because, if you're somebody that downloads something like this, and you don't know too much of what you're talking about, and you're just, being douchey on somebody, that's kind of douchey. I'm not going to lie to you. But, yeah. So My opinion on these things is, like I said, I think they're good software. I think it's great to, to know what your teammates are doing and stuff like that. Being able to have some, bragging rights if you're keeping, your DPS numbers high and all that stuff. But I think where the problem lies in is the different skill gaps between players, the different mindsets between players, and the people that, just overly abuse these kinds of systems. And I just, I found that, I'm very funny because I actually talked about a topic similar to this, my opinion on Elitist, a video that I actually did a few months ago. I'm sure a lot of you, remember that video. Did get a lot of comments and a lot of feedback on that video. Now, first things first, if you're with a hardcore raid group and guild and stuff like that, you should be, prepared to, to run content at a more serious level. Like the second you join a guild of, that level or stature, you've already have it instilled in your mind that, hey, I'm, running with the big boys. I'm going to be doing big boy stuff and dealing with big boy people. I'm sure, people who go in with that mindset, are, well aware of what they're getting into. Like I said, the problem is when, people just harass people such as new or, just, more amateur and casual based players with this kind of software. Now, me personally, what I think, needs to happen with this kind of stuff, I don't think these kind of things should be used when you're doing dungeons, raids, or hardcore content with random players. And the reason for that is because the only purpose you're going to get out of running that with random players that you don't regularly play with, like, if you go into a normal dungeon queue in a game, the only purpose that's really going to serve you is to intentionally criticize somebody that you're probably never going to play with again. Especially, if they're on another server, or, they're just some random person in the game, or, you're one of those solo kind of players that, don't run with guilds or something like that. Because, in all honesty, if, you're not playing with a group of people that you know, what exactly are you using it for besides, obviously, you can check your own stats and your own numbers. That's always one good thing. So please forgive me. I didn't think of that point till just now. But in all honesty, using that kind of software with randoms, what exactly is that going to do for you? Chances are, sure, you can offer a guy who was low on the list some constructive criticism, while the dungeon's ending, when everyone's collecting their loot and stuff like that. But you're never going to see that person again unless you luckily just run into them while playing the game again at some point. So I personally just really don't find it useful there. That's just my personal opinion. But when you're doing hardcore endgame raiding content, trying to get that that world first clear, or you guys want the best gear and you're running that that really hard end game raid that you see all the big content creators making guides on, that they're barely surviving it on streams and stuff, like those kind of things, like like when for example, when the Binding Coil of Bahamut Turn 9 first came out, and people, when it first came out back in Final Fantasy 14, raid content, that on that kind of hard level, like doing a savage version of that. Then, and you want to keep your group in check, make sure everyone, has their stuff right for the, the hardcore DPS check and all those kind of things at the end. Of course, understandable. I completely agree with that, because, it's going to help you. It's going to help your teammates get better. And plus, you guys, all know each other. You talk with each other. You work together regularly. So it's perfect for a group of players like that. But, using it to judge newer players, randoms, and people you're never going to see, honestly, you're just, to my opinion, you're personally just, if you bother messing with people that you don't know about it, you're asking for trouble. And that's just that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, I don't think these things are bad. I just think that there's an appropriate time and place to use them, and using them on random new, or both random and new players at the same time just really isn't a good combination. And that's that's my honest personal opinion about it. Now I want to know you guys. But anyway, guys, if y'all enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button for me. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tanek127, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.